Hello, everyone. This is Grand Madam back again at you. Um, if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for dropping by. If you're one of my veterans or sometimes after, that's hey, y'all. I'm back. Not for long, though. Back for a good time, not a long time. Listen, just heard it on the news a couple hours ago. There was an encounter in Cuban waters. Evidently, there was a speedboat full of 10 people that came from Florida. They raided right within 1 nautical mile of Cuban territory when they were met by the Cuban Coast Guard. According to Cuban authorities, the people from the American speedboat shot at them, and let's just say the Cuban killing 4 people and injuring 6. So, what is really behind this? Were there, there's some tension between the U.S. and Cuba again. Is never a good thing. But I want to just see what was behind this. So I'm going to move this over here and I'm going to use the what lies beneath. And then we'll see if there's any crime being taken care of or taken, if there was a crime. We're going to check that out too. So the Cuban shooting, what was behind it? Cuban Coast Guard says they were attacked first. So what in the world is an American speedboat? At first, it was described as a police vessel also. So what in the world is, I don't know what it is. What are they doing within 1 nautical mile from the island and hadn't called to tell anybody or asked for permission to show up? And then they go in shooting. What was that all about here? And Cuba's on red alert. All of these countries are on high alert when it comes to the United States since the Venezuelan president Maduro was snatched out of his bed by the SEAL team. You don't think they're not forgetting that. Hey, TT, how are you, dear? So what lies beneath? Come on in, Tarot team. This shooting in Cuban waters. Regardless of what has been said, whose fault it was, they're still in Cuban waters. And Cuba's going through it. They are really going through it. Having a very difficult time. That's with energy, economy. Okay, this is it. One more. Okay. What was the shooting with the Cuban Coast Guard about? What lies behind that? That's what we want to see. Somebody just got caught up, cheating, or where they weren't supposed to be, finding evidence. Fake friends, well, we know about that. Things have been a little tenuous between Cuba and the United States. And it is going through a depression. I don't know if they've coming out and saying that, called it that or not. I don't know. Here was something with tossing trash, throwing something away. I don't understand. It looks as though some folks may have been on the run and they were running to Cuba. It's a toxic situation from the bottom of the deck. Oh, look. This is interesting now. It's coming up with drugs, sex, anger management, falling to pieces. It looks like it could have been a trafficking situation that went wrong. Let's see what the true crime deck has to say. So what was the shooting about between the Cuban Coast Guard and a speedboat coming in from Florida about? What was it about? Haven't heard anything from Washington yet. Haven't heard anything at all, except from the Cuban authorities. Okay. So what was this about? True crime oracle. What was the shooting about? Okay, let's see what they have to say. From the true crime. Oh, look at this. Imprisonment. You think it was a jailbreak? Suicide move. Is that at the beach? So that someone they were. This looks like they may have been trying to pick up someone off the beach. That could have been a drug traffic. That looks like here's drugs again. This says grandparent. I don't know what that means. And mountains. Mountains also mean can symbolize obstacles. Uh-oh. Hey, Nellie. Here we go again. This looks like one of those operations, trafficking of the affair. This looks like a trafficking operation that went wrong. Somebody's trapped. Trying to get away. Oh, look at this. Bang. Yeah, this is the shooting. Assassination. Huh. From what this looks like, folks, it really looks like somebody who tried to get away from Florida and rushed into Cuban waters to escape imprisonment. And it also looks like someone is trying to escape. Oh, look at this. This is deep. It's getting deep. Fake death. A female who faked her death regarding a crime of passion. Oh, wow. Look at this serial killer. Social media. Well, yeah, you'll see it on YouTube. Bottom of the they're strange. Bottom of the deck says, you know what this is? I think they may have captured a trafficking, small scale trafficking mission. Aliens and the devil. Just look at if aliens being foreign folk. Look at this. Natural disaster. This is from the bottom of the deck. Surveillance. This is about trafficking. Yeah, this is about trafficking. That's great. Okay, let's see what we're going to do with this. Yeah. This goes here. Running away, probably throwing stuff off the boat as they were being, it never said they were being chased now. It never said that. But that's what this looks like. I'm going to pull out the golden ones, the golden tarot. And it's interesting. Female trying to get away, fake their death. I'm going to put these over here. Road, man-made disaster, legal proceedings, regret, marriage and wedding. It's weirder and weirder and weirder. Let's see what the golden ones have to say. Okay. What was the shooting about? From the speedboat. Into Cuban waters. You know, folks think on some of these news shows, the first thing, isn't that an act of war? Cuba shot at us? Not if someone was trying to escape. Someone was trying to traffic. Someone was trying to traffic drugs or people. Nope, that's not war. That's something else. And they were coming from Florida. Hola. Hello, Mario. Mario, have you heard anything from what was going on down there in the Cuban waters? Okay. Mm-mm. Mario said, I'm not from that part of town. Okay, let's see what this is. Now we have separation. This is the Three of Swords. It can be heartbreak. Oh, yeah, it can be a separation, can be a real heartbreak. Someone going on their own. Some arrangements, because of some arrangements here. I wonder if it's someone who is trying to escape. Oh no, a trafficking situation. Look who we have here. This is the woman of power. Things moving fast, especially where it is. You find more information on social media about this than you will on the main corporate America media, corporate media. You really will. Somebody is trying to defend themselves. This is the Seven of Wands. I'm waiting for the book. Major change, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, 4 were killed, 6 were injured. They were in a speedboat driving into Cuban waters. The Cuban Coast Guard said that the people in the speedboat fired on them, and they returned fire and killed 4 people and injured 6. Look at this is someone moving fast, but this is also the Knight of Wands, which is the card of the soldier. This could be the Coast Guard. But why are they on land? Let me see. They're supposed to be on the water. Uh-oh. Oh, this is my card for Washington's, the White House. And this is the star card. I don't know what that means in this scenario. Here we go with the cult leader, Hierophant. Fearless leader. Fearless leader again. So fearless leader had something to do with this, or was it about regarding something he has done? This is the Ace of Swords. It's going into the mental challenge. Information is coming out, but it is difficult to get it out. And look at this motivation here. What motivated this whole operation? As a manipulation. So this looks to me like this was a distraction too. From the bottom of the deck. Moving in a different direction. New move. We have the Fool. We have reevaluating and reassessing the project. 7 of Pentacles. We have the Justice card. Law is involved. We have children who can't, bound children who are bound. Children. Then we have someone trying to withdraw from the situation, withdraw from the scene, but they had been exposed. This is weird. Because if it wasn't for a lot of mess going on right about now with trafficking, you would say that this card is as jovial as it looks, could be King having a good old time and with a major success. We can also look at this and say, uh-oh, this looks like the cabal has been, the American cabal has been exposed. The decision has been made. Here's the water. Here is the water. Now, I don't know who this was. Somebody, the cards are sticking. Now look at this. Remember we were talking about Glenn in Canada? Well, it looks like there's someone else who was trying to make a break for it too. We have a new arrangement, a new partnership, and they are leaving to go across the water, international waters. Somebody made a break. In my hands now, I have the hangman, someone who feels that they were stuck trying to move forward, expecting an international yield that basically is having difficulty arriving. This was a deal that went bad. This was some type of trafficking that went badly and ended up in a shootout with the Cuban Coast Guard. So now, I don't know if they were men or women who were shot, were killed. I guess we'll find that out later on this evening. As of this moment, what is it? Uh, what time is it? 6:22. Haven't heard anything from the White House yet, so we're still waiting. But just a couple hours ago, 4 people were shot in first it was described as a police vessel, then it was just described as a speedboat. To me, it reminds me of the days of Miami Vice that ran into Cuban waters and interacted with the Cuban Coast Guard. Shots were exchanged from the speedboat. 4 were dead, 6 were badly injured. Oh, I forgot to ask if they were in the Canadian, not Canadian. Wow, they're more than likely in. I doubt if they're going to be in an American hospital. So more than likely they are in the they're in Cuban custody. Okay, I will keep you informed, but I just had to pop in here before my evening ended to let you know there's something going on in the East Coast again. Again. On that note, folks, I will see you soon. Much love and Goddess blessings.